2 weeks ago, I sat in this chair and told you my plans for 6 advent calendars. Join me today to find out what's thriving, surviving, and what's hibernating in a bag. Welcome back, friends. My name's Melissa. I'm the dyer behind Rising Tide Fiber Company. And today I thought I'd give an update on where exactly I am with these 6 advent calendars. So grab your knitting, grab a cozy beverage, and let's get into it. I'm going to start with my daily self striping. I'm going to start with the Woolens Nosh DK weight. I was knitting on a US 3. I have actually finished these socks. So if you have the Woolens Nosh and you don't want to be spoiled, I will put a timestamp here so you know when to return, where to fast forward to. All right, that's your fair warning. So I finished my DK weight socks. These flew off the needle. I used a US 3. I cast on 48 stitches, did an inch of 2x2 ribbing, did a 6-inch leg, did my heel flap, turned my heel, and then did 7 1/4 for my toe. Okay, I've put them down so you can return if you were just listening. So for me, I did 9 stripes on the leg. Based on the calculation of the stripe lengths, that should have gotten me through all 24 stripes. It did not. I came up, I believe, 2 color sequences short, and I even did all my toe, and that includes all my toe increases. So somewhere the calculation for depths of the stripes changed for me. I suspect somewhere in that gusset area. Fortunately for me, the 2 colors that didn't make it into the sock, I wasn't particularly fond of anyway. So it kind of worked out in my favor. I will say this was my first year using Woolens Nosh, and I've always been hesitant in the past due to the price point. It is a lot of money, and Michelle has never offered it where it's just the skeins of yarn. You have to get the kit, which included the small bag, the small tote bag, and she cakes everything. I'm not a fan of center pull balls. I might have had a better chance of estimating my colors. I don't know. I probably will not order Woolens Nosh again from an ad point standpoint. I love her dyeing as a whole, but I'm not crazy about the dye style of Advent. And it's nothing against Woolens Nosh. Plenty of people are fans, but for me, I don't like the small segments in between colors. And I understand that when you're pulling yarn out of a bag and you're trying to keep it a surprise, you have to do that. I just don't like the way it looked. I don't know if it was from a DK perspective or it happened on the fingering, but there were sections where you could clearly delineate where the color change was happening, and it was kind of shifting throughout the sock. So couple that with the thin brown stripes, I'm not a fan. Nonetheless, I do like the socks. I will wear them. They'll go in my Christmas box of socks. But for me, Woolens Nosh is great for regular socks. I just don't think, for me, it works with the price point. Moving on to my Freckled Whimsy socks. So Freckled Whimsy, so I finished my DK with Woolens Nosh. With Freckled Whimsy, I have been doing them in tandem, which means I am working them both. Oops, I'm about to lose my cake of yarn. I have them both on 9-inch circulars. Mine are US 1, 2.25 millimeter. And so I work a little bit on one, move to the next. And I just kind of bounce back and forth. I have 10 stripes on each of these. So I'm actually behind today. I'm recording this on the 17th. So I am behind because for me to finish these as a pair of socks, I need to do 2 stripes a day, which means I should have a lot I should have a lot more done. But at this point, I am 7 days behind, even if you're looking at it from 1 stripe a day. So I haven't made a ton of progress, but I feel like I've made significant progress. I will probably do these. I think I pulled my Freckled Whimsy socks out from previous years, and I think I went to 10, and then I did 14 for the foot to get all color repeats. But I know that I had extra left, so I will probably do these to 12 or 14 rounds and then do my heel and my foot. And then knitting with friends, I actually got a little bit of FOMO, and I discovered that I didn't order Kirby Wirby's Advent Skein. And I have a pair of socks that was her Advent socks for when she did National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And they're some of my favorite socks. I have worn the heck out of them. So she did 80s Christmas toys, and I kept seeing versions of it with different people that had ordered it, and I was like, dang, I really should have ordered that. And I happened to get on her website one night while I was online with friends, and she had some ready to ship. I ordered it, and it went out in the mail the next day. And then I even cast it on, I think, that night. Like, I picked it up from my mailbox and I cast on that night. And I have successfully gotten through 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now I know that I will probably start my heels here. These actually match the length of the ones that I've done in previous years. I opted to pair this with just this really bright skein of Intoxicating, which is my Rising Tide Fiber company. And I'm in love with these socks. Now, these socks are gonna migrate into different tones. There are oranges and greens and blues in here. But it seems to be working with the bright pink. I think I started at the end of the skein that was like in the middle of the sequence because my colors aren't lining up. I think I wound mine in the opposite direction. Not a big deal. When you get this yarn, you can see everything. You see a colorway list, you know exactly what colors are, because she tells you the name. Like for this, it's like this really pale peach colorway. Oh no, right here. This really pale peach is like Peaches and Cream Barbie, and it says peach. So you know all the colors are revealed as soon as you open your Advent Skein package. So this was an unexpected cast on, but I'm loving it. That brings us to my 24-day countdowns. Team dog, team cat, for the love of our pets. These are the heavy hitters. I have a DK weight bundle of each. I know I had a really ambitious outlook on my DK weight advents. I had 24 skeins of For the Love of Dogs and For the Love of Cats. And I had a couple of sweater patterns picked out, but y'all, let's be realistic. I did suggest that these might be collections. They might just be collected this month and then turn into projects in January or February. And it turns out I batched short form videos for all of those. So I was able to open them all because even though I couldn't remember what they are, let's be honest, they're not a surprise to me. And it meant that my December could be a little more relaxed if I just pre-recorded everything and got it up and scheduled on YouTube. So mine are living in these tote bags that my mother gifted me. I was out of, I usually have the zipper kind that are flat, but she had some that had handles. And so, sorry for the crinkling. They are completely open. They are living in their designated bags, and I've just set them aside for now. It's completely unrealistic to think that I was going to even get through those sweaters. So let's talk about my weekly sets. As you might remember, I had 4 different weekly sets for Rising Tide Fiber Company. I did open all of those and reveal them to schedule shorts for YouTube so you can see those daily and weekly reveals. But I also had weekly sets from Legacy Fiber Artz and a Homespun House. So I am happy to say, also opened all of these. I have not moved on from my week 1 sets. Now, I did finish the first sock in my Homespun House colorway. This was, I think, Sleigh Bells in the Snow. So I have finished the first one, and I am ready to cut in my heel. Start my heel flap for the second sock. So really solid progress in 2 weeks. For my Legacy Fiber Arts, I also did finish the first sock. This is a really fun, beautiful colorway. And as for the second one, and I don't remember what it's called. I'm pulling the tag out now. Back to the Future, that's right. So for me, this one, I have done the heel and I am on my gusset stitches. Sorry, I was about to lose some of said gusset stitches. So making really great progress here. So that's where I am on 6 advent calendars. Technically 7 now. So I'll be honest, I feel pretty good about the progress that I've made. December has not been chaotic for me. I've done a really good job of managing it so that it has been for me a slower, more manageable month. I've not been in the dye studio this month. I opened all my advent so that I could pre-record all of that and get it scheduled, so I don't really have to think too much in that regard. I feel really good about finishing essentially my DK weight socks and 2 individual socks. That's technically 2 pairs of socks in 2 weeks. And then when you couple it with all the half socks that I've done, I feel really good that I've actually completed more along the lines of 3.5 pairs of socks. They're just not all the same pair of socks. So I'll be back early in 2026 to share with you everything that I've made in 2025. Tell me below, which of your December or holiday projects have you already abandoned? It's a safe space. You can be honest. So until next time, friends, happy making.